Hello, welcome back to another episode of Lightroom 101. My name is Jericho, and today we're going to be talking about the Hue Saturation and Luminance panel. Not many people use it to its full ability, I think, and a lot of people actually jump into Photoshop when they didn't need to at all. They could have just used this panel right here. But yeah, let's get right into it. I'm going to show you how this thing works. I use this for almost every image that I process. And I mainly use the Hue panel. Let me just show you what I would do for this image and what it does in general. So you can select a color, red through magenta, the whole rainbow, and you can basically change the hue. So we can take this yellow down here, we can make it almost green to almost orange. And this is actually relatively subtle in most cases, and it's a very natural look. So you're not changing the color so much that it kind of hurts the image or damages the image, because you only have this little area to change it in. It's just a small portion that you can change the hue of. That's why it says hue, not entire color, because you can't change the entire color to something different. You can just change it within that hue. So for this, I think I'm gonna take down this yellow a little bit to more of an orange. I like how that looks. Let's see, do I want to do anything else? Probably the jacket, make it a little bit more aqua. So we're gonna pull the blue down toward aqua, right about there. That's looking good. And this is pretty subtle adjustment, but you can see the difference. We're just kind of creating the right type of complementary colors to make this image really pop. All right, let's take a look at saturation. So this is something you can just affect the direct saturation of each of these hues. You take the red all the way down and you can see that in her lip. You want to use this effect a little bit sparingly because it's a little bit more obvious than just changing a hue. It's completely desaturating a hue. It'll be more noticeable if you overdo it or mess up. But you can tell there's subtle differences in saturation. You can also bump up saturation of a specific color. Say we want to go back to that yellow and bump that saturation up. But then again, you have to be very careful, because if you look down here, I've oversaturated and created some artifacting just by taking that yellow all the way up. So I didn't even notice, but there was some yellow in here, and when I saturated it all the way, it created this artifact. So you have to keep a wary eye for if you're overdoing or causing something weird in the side of the image. But let's see what I would do for this image. I'm not sure if I'm gonna change much. I might desaturate a little bit of this orange. This is another one of those things. Lightroom's all about this. You're playing around with stuff, just seeing what feels right, because every image is different. All right, that's about what I would do with saturation. Let's look at luminance real quick. And luminance is basically just taking the brightness of that specific color and changing it from light to dark. So this, you can see, really affected the lips again. They're real dark red right now, and you can bring them all the way up to like almost like a pink just by playing with the luminance. I think I'm gonna actually lift those and keep those lifted a little bit. I think that looks good. Play with this blue. It looks really weird dark, so I think I'm actually gonna brighten it up just a little bit past where it was. Try to make it look a little bit more natural with that hue. Okay, and that's about it. And this is a super subtle adjustment, especially on this photo, but this is what I would do for the image. You can see it's changed a little bit in the sky, in the jacket, in the scarf, and I think it makes it pop just a little bit more. So I want to show off a little bit more of an extreme example, kind of an effect that you can get with hue saturation, luminance. In this case, mainly just saturation. So in this photo, I wanted it to be a little bit more moody, a little bit more dark, but I couldn't really achieve that with the greenery around. It kind of feels too, I don't know, happy or whatever. So what I'm going to do is desaturate the greens. So I'm going to do that, desaturate the yellow. And now we've got an effect since in my tone curve, you can check this out in the tone curve video, we've made the shadows a little bit darker of blue, and it kind of creates this cool effect of like, I call it underwater, because it looks like, I don't know, all the green stuff is like dead, or like, I don't know, it all looks blue. I think it looks cool, but you've got that effect achieved just by taking down some yellow and green. saturation. And that just shows you gotta play around and find effects that like work for you. That's about it for the hue, saturation, luminance. It's a very basic panel, just affecting specific hues and saturation in those hues and luminance in those hues. And that's about it. I'm gonna go ahead and redo this image in more of a happy way, and I'll let you guys watch and show you how I use this panel one more time. Alright guys, that is about it for the hue, saturation, luminance panel. It's pretty simple. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you have any questions, comment those, and I will either answer them in the comments or make a video for them. I hope you guys enjoyed, and thank you for watching.